It's just funny. He was just doing that and staring like into my soul while he was doing it. So anyhow, hello and welcome back. So this video is going to be kind of like a combination of a few days, maybe like 2 or 3 weeks. So I had got an adjustment done and with this adjustment I ended up getting a power chain on the top of my braces and along with the bottom one. So that was just all that's new. I believe like I'll insert some of it from like a couple weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago or so. So I intended on just doing that video and doing like a random check-in throughout the day. But then I ended up getting sick like a few days later because I don't know, I caught some viral cold that really like attacked my voice box. Like right now, my voice, it still is like a little raspy, I want to say. Like I don't mind it. It gives my voice some depth, I feel like, but I mean, like a week ago, my voice sounded horrible. Like you couldn't even understand what I was saying because like felt like every other syllable was like in and out. It just sounded terrible. So I got my voice back now. And this was like on the 27th of January. So like the end of January, this happened. And like now here we are. It's like February 16th, 15th, 16th, and I'm like just now getting back to like a normal voice. So it was a pretty bad viral cold. For a minute there, I thought I had bronchitis, but fortunately it wasn't. It was just a viral cold. But obviously, like we know with viruses, there's not really like any antibiotics. Well, there isn't any antibiotics you can take, so you just kind of gotta let it run its course and just manage the symptoms as they come, which was pretty frustrating. Um, but I'm better now. So be what has happened in between getting my braces adjusted, getting the power chain, which obviously wasn't comfortable. I also started hormone replacement therapy. So the hormone replacement therapy that I started was for the POI that I have, so the ovarian insufficiency. So with the ovarian insufficiency, it means my ovaries are not producing hormones, and those hormones, aside from being reproductive hormones, also do things like protect my heart and protect my bones. So because those aren't being they're not being produced by my body naturally, so I have to get like replacement therapy. So fake hormones. So I'm on two different ones now. So I am on estrogen or estrogen is like a zero point 0.1 milligram. So I'm on a patch. So I change that patch twice a week, and then I'm also on progesterone, which I take once a day. So the progesterone helps like your uterine lining from building up and causing some issues like later on down the road with that, like what is it, like some like uterine cancers or uterine issues like PCOS or like the endometriosis. So it's to help prevent that lining from building up and getting too thick and growing things, up in the uterus. So I have those two, and so far it's okay. I haven't had any negative side effects. When I initially started the hormone therapy, it was a day before I got sick. So obviously they tell you to watch out for different signs of a reaction of some sort. So I thought I was having a reaction to the hormone replacement therapy. So I thought like I was having shortness of breath and like difficulty breathing and oh, excuse me. So I thought I was having a negative reaction to the replacement therapy, but after speaking to my gynecologist and speaking to somebody from urgent care and then also speaking to my allergist, they didn't suspect that it was that. They just think it coincidentally happened. I got a virus around the same time or like a day later. So because I had stopped it for like a week, but I just picked it right back up. I will say it's not bad. So the patch they want you to put it like below your waist. So I put it on my back hip, like on my butt, kind of hip area. It's hard for me to do it just because, well, it's not hard. I could do it, but my boyfriend wants to be a part of this journey with me, wants to be that supportive role for me, which I think it's amazing. So he's the one that is changing my patches for me. We kind of just make it like a collective effort. Like I remind him to do it and then he does it for me. So he'll remove my old patch and then put on the new patch. So I alternate like where I put it. So like right now I have one on the right side, and tomorrow actually I'll change it to the left side. So I change it every Monday and Friday. So that's with a patch. The pill, it's just a progesterone pill I take in the evening. I was suggested to take it kind of towards the night because they say like it can make you, well, I wasn't suggested, based off of what I was reading up on. People suggest towards the evening because they can make you sleepy, which for me, I don't know that I noticed that I get sleepy, but I also don't notice that I don't. Like I really didn't pay attention to my sleep cycle. I was like not feeling great because of the virus, so I was just not getting restful sleep either way. So I'm gonna kind of wait until like right about now, or I'll start paying attention to see if it does help me sleep. So that's just it. So far, like with my skin, I haven't feel like I noticed any differences. Well, maybe like a little bit. I feel with replacement therapy, I kind of just feel a little bit more like myself, but not 100% myself. Like, and when I say myself, I mean like how I felt like in my 20s in terms of like energy level. Oh, sorry, I just realized this was kind of right there. So in terms of like energy level and just like confidence overall. So I feel more, you were just a silly puppy. Sorry, my dog is right in front. So anyhow, so where was I? I lost my train of thought. Oh, feeling like myself. So I feel like, because before I was starting to feel more masculine. Like I didn't feel very feminine in terms like, I don't know, it's really hard to explain. And unless you've gone through something in terms of like your hormones, it's really hard to explain. So like I obviously know that I'm, am female, and that's what I identify with. There's no issues there. But just my body, I didn't feel feminine. Like I felt like my features were getting masculine, like my cheekbones were feeling not like as like chiseled as they usually are. My lips, I felt like I was losing volume. And just overall, I didn't feel feminine. And so now, I've only been like maybe 2 or 3 weeks into the replacement therapy. I think like closer to 3 weeks. But I feel different, but not 100% like myself. Like I do feel like I'm getting there, and I'm hopeful that I will get there to where I was, where I felt, like very much like myself. And I'm just hopeful that that will happen. Um, I feel like, I don't know. I don't feel like I look different. My face kind of isn't as like round as it was before. I feel like it's just kind of slimming out a little bit. Some friends and coworkers have mentioned that I've lost like a little bit of weight. I don't think that I have, like weight wise, like number wise, that's how much I weigh. That hasn't changed, but I think they're like mentioning like my body shape looks different. And maybe I'm just distributing my fat like evenly, more evenly, or just not abdominally like I felt like I was before. But I mean, I don't feel much of a difference. Let me see what else. So I got a power chain. I was gonna put that down. A power chain down on the top. Try to get in as those gaps. Oh, those gaps look so horrible. But with the power chain, it's trying to close up the gap, obviously. It's gonna take time. I'm only a few months into even having braces, so I don't imagine like it's gonna be like quick process. I do feel like, when because your mouth, like when I feel my mouth with my tongue, I feel like the gaps are a little bit smaller, but I'm not going to emotionally invest a lot of stock, and I'm not going to think like, oh my gosh, there's changes. It's going to take time. I have like a year and a half ahead of me, so I'm just not going to get too emotionally involved in like wanting changes like now. So this go around, my boyfriend suggested that I get like a light blue band, like rubber bands. Um, I did. It was like a sky blue, kind of like this, but just more blue and not so much teal. And it was very pretty on. I think I have a picture that I'll insert. So it was very pretty on. The blue was very attractive. However, it stained pretty quickly. Now, I don't think it stained from the food I ate. I think maybe more was changing from the toothpaste. It was just really weird because it went from blue to like almost like this green color. So you can see it does not look blue at all. It's like a light green. Now, I don't necessarily mind the green because it's not a bad green. Like, it's a pretty green color. It's like an attractive color. But it was just like quick. Like a week later, it went from blue to green. So that would probably be one of the last times I get blue, just because like you think you're gonna have a color and then it changes. So, but this is part of the process, just seeing what works, what doesn't work, what I'll tolerate, what I won't. Blue and green, just not. You'll hear my pups wrestling in the background. Come here. Come here. It's funny, like if I record something or if I'm on the phone, they get excited because they think like somebody's around or somebody's about to come in the door, and they start to get hyped up. Come here, Bucks. Come here. Come here. So they start to get excited and jump around and wrestle each other around. Say hi. Look, there you go, looking for somebody. Who are you looking for? Who are you looking for? There's nobody here. Don't drop my coffee. All right, so relax. So these are my babies. We just have a pretty chill day today. I had a work meeting and now I'm home. I just got some kisses from the babies. So I actually ordered an aquarium stand. One of my coworkers is gonna give me a fish tank. I was mentioning to her, like, well, just in conversation, how I have this fish tank. So I really wanted something, like I felt like an emptiness, right? Oh, are you okay? Come up. Come up. So we have this like fish tank that is like a pretty standard starter fish tank. It's maybe like, I want to say like this big. I think it's like a 10 or 15 gallon tank or 20 gallon tank even. It's pretty small. And we got a couple of guppies and popped them in there. So I had put like a divider and I put our beta fish on one side and then the other fish on the other side. And originally we got it so that way the beta wouldn't be by herself because we were feeling bad for her. We were feeling like maybe she was lonely. But then I think the guppy started to bite her tail. So we got the divider and we put them in there. But now the fish have multiplied. One of the mama fish has had like, I don't know what they're called. I don't know what it's called when fish have babies, but she's had babies like 3 times. So my coworker offered me that fish tank that she wasn't using, and so I just needed to supply everything else, you know. So I got the fish tank stand. I'm actually going to try to put that together today. I have a feeling that I'm not going to be able to do it on my own. Usually my boyfriend does these like types of things. He helps me with them because I'm not always like, well, I guess putting furniture together I'm really good at, but it's like the tightening of things, like it's just something I would rather have him do. I'm probably gonna get everything out and lay it out and probably start and see if I can, because if I can, I can. But he'll probably end up finishing it realistically. And so yeah, and then we'll kind of just film like the tank and what the tank looks like now. And then after we get the stand set up and the tank set up, then I'll just like show how it looks afterwards. Yeah, and that's it. That's all I have for today. Bye. Again, close up. What? I wasn't calling you.